All right, so I won't make you wait any longer. Joey, your thoughts on this quarterback competition. Do you feel like Faizon has got the advantage, or do you think that George, with his year of experience, is going to get the start? I'm not even going to throw Ryan Staub out there because if he ends up starting, we
Okay.
got a lot bigger problems.
And to add to that, Deshaun Bishop kind of let that slip. He said in the quarterback competition on the podium, he said both those guys are, and then he was like, well, all of them. And I was like, that a boy, that a boy. I was like, we all knew. It's all good. But go ahead, Joey. Take the floor, man.
Way to catch yourself. Yeah, I feel like not to preview something we're about to talk about. It does feel like Ryan Staub is a little bit of the Ole Miss in the DGG battle, where it's like Ohio State, Tennessee, and then Ole Miss is like, oh, we're coming here as well. That kind of feels like what Ryan
There's
Staub
a chance.
is like. Exactly. So you're telling me there's a chance. So I think that if you're asking who has the advantage, I still think it's George McIntyre because of the year-long run and practice and just being around this team in the meeting rooms, the knowledge that he took in over the last year and a half since he's been on campus in Knoxville, Tennessee. I am not ignorant enough to believe that does not give him an advantage still, even after spring ball. But I still don't think he's going to be the quarterback. I think everything coming out of spring told us everything we needed to know. And that if those two guys are head and head, right, if they're neck and neck, if they're right at the top this thing's tied, this thing's truly a battle, man, that should kind of give us the answer.
Because not even the younger guy, right? Just the high side, right? Like the top. What do you think the most potential you're going to get out of both guys? And if they're already neck and neck,
100%. So many things coming out. It's like if they already neck and neck after that was April, right? That was 4 months. Faizon and I have been on campus 120 days, and you're already neck and neck with a guy who's been there for over a year. Like, let's just talk about rate of development. You are where he is in 4 months. It took him 16 months to be there. So if you guys are truly neck and neck, how do I think you're going to keep on developing over the next 4 months by the time we get to fall camp? like if we're just doing basic math here, like you got to lean Faizon Brandon, and that's just taking out the player element of it. And then if you're taking the talent into it, man, you go with the guy who can make more plays when the pocket breaks down. That's Faizon Brandon. I think George McIntyre is a better athlete than a lot of people give him credit for, but he's not Faizon, right? I think that's such a big part of this offense. I think that's something we missed a little bit with Joe Milton in 2023, something we missed with Joey last year in 2025 is a quarterback that can't just extend plays, but he can make them with his legs. I think Faizon gives you that more. And then I think, like I teased earlier, there's the entire roster management side of everything.
Yes.
That, unfortunately, is a massive part of this game right now, right? And I don't know how that's going to get fixed. I don't know if it will get fixed, but that's the college football we're living in right now. And so if you're Josh Heupel, you look at it and say, okay, I could go with George, and he's got a decently high ceiling. He's got a lot of talent, but like, does that mean Faizon's going to ever take a snap in Knoxville, Tennessee? Because if he does well, George is probably the guy in 2027. Is Faizon going to sit 2 years? Not a lot of these guys are Ty Simpson, right? That's not the college football we live in right now. And so you go with a guy maybe who, you could get 3 years starting out of instead of the 2, and who has the higher ceiling, who you're probably paying a lot more money. It's starting to make a lot more sense, in my opinion, that it's
really
going to
good
be
comparison.
Faizon.
I feel like George McIntyre is kind of like the Ty Simpson if he doesn't win this.
Yeah.
Do you not?
Yeah.
Like, very similar story. And the 5 to play 5, it's not like his chances are over. I mean, Faizon Brandon could go to the NFL in 2 or 3 years, and then he could still get his chance.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I don't think it's likely.
Yeah, I think that, Faizon's not going to sit for 2,
No.
And be like, all right, cool, 2028, I'm the guy. You were a top 10 quarterback in your class. You're not doing that, right? And so I think there's nothing, like, it's human nature to have that part of the decision. Like, it's not computers making these. It's not just analytics, what gives us. It's like you got to think about everything, all the variables. And I just think they're more in favor of Faizon. And also, at the end of the day, he might just be the better quarterback. And, like, that's what you want. And if everything else falls in line, phenomenal. That's great. But, like, who's going to give us the best chance to win? Who's going to be the most accurate? Who's going to make the least amount of mistakes? And I think a lot of that could be Faizon.
I love it. I love it.